Bitcoin's a drippy, like the new Scotty Pippy. Shout out to Nippy, your chairman of the SEC. In today's show, I'll be sharing the latest Bitcoin technical analysis as the correction continues. Also breaking news, U.S. Justice Department says it will no longer target self-custody Bitcoin wallets and privacy services. Sovereignty and privacy are winning. We'll also be discussing crypto execs expect global banking push into Bitcoin by the end of this year, 2025. We'll also be discussing Bitcoin may rival gold as an inflation hedge over the next decade, according to Bitcoin OG, Adam Beck. Also, lawyer sues the U.S. Homeland Department to probe supposed Satoshi Nakamoto meeting. They want to know who the real Satoshi is. So will you stand up, Nippinator? We'll also be discussing technical indicators suggesting Bitcoin bull market hasn't even started yet. According to the quant analyst, Plan B, creator of the Bitcoin stock to flow model, I'll be sharing the latest update from Plan B. And I have the most bearish scenario. Bloomberg analyst predicts Bitcoin can sink all the way back to 10,000 per coin. And also hit you with some bullishness. Jan 3 founder Samson Mao says Bitcoin should be at 200,000 right now, or even 2 million per coin. We'll also be taking a look at the overall crypto market. All this plus so much motherfucking more in today's show. Welcome everyone to the live stream. What to do? I brought back the poll. Let me know when you think the Bitcoin bottom is in. Do you think it's already in? We tapped 74,420 just the other day, or do you think we'll correct some more? Do you think we'll realistically hit 10,000 as Bloomberg analyst is suggesting? Do you think it'll be between 60, 70, 11, and 59? Holla at your boy. And welcome everyone to the live stream. This is live and interactive. I'm going to be streaming for the next couple of hours. Welcome, everyone. Shout out Chris, Lizard, Folk, Sounds of Freedom, Diana Jones. Yeah, seems like if Saylor needed to pay bills, he would just create some kind of new zero interest bond note or something. You'd think so. And I saw an interview with Saylor the other day, and it was like, even if Bitcoin crashed to 1,000, he was ultimately saying he would not get liquidated. But I did find a very interesting meme a little earlier, worthy to share. It's the Trumpster. Liquidate Saylor. Oh no, the ultimate meme. Yeah, man. Exciting times, that's for sure. Definitely Bitcoin keeping us on our toes. JB in the house. Shout out Short Coin. Shalom, everybody. Shout out Scott Guys. Love the poll. Patience always wins. Shout out Brian. Shout out Mr. Bone Daddy. Shout out Adam. Shout out James. Hey, fam. Not the direction of the pump that I want. Never thought I would see Saylor sell. I guess there's a first time for everything. Yeah, I did hear rumors. And also for the first week in a very long time, they did not purchase on this dip. My assumption is he knows markets are going to tank further with all this tariff shenanigans going on in the markets, but I'll be covering everything I can. Sounds of Freedom is calling for a bottom at 16 G's. And FYI, it would be unprecedented for us to even soar back to 69. A new halving, we've never returned to the previous halving. Prices, yeah, I mean, cycle peak previous halving was 69 and currently 74 is the low. So we shall soon see. Shout out DNA. Appreciate you, brother. I'm sure Saylor did not expect a retracement this deep. It's only 3 years till the next halving. Let that one sink in. You're right. And welcome everyone joining the live stream. It's a try stream. I'm live on X, Rumble, and YouTube. I'm going to go ahead and pin the stream at the top of the X profile, and you'll notice today's stream I'm rocking the red with the black cap. So thank you guys in advance for all the reposts. All comments and quotes will get reposted, and I'll do my best to shout you guys out, and let's help blow up the stream. You know how we hack the algorithm each and every day. Shout out to everyone already reposting, commenting, and quoting. Jay Coleman, Short Coin, JV in the house, come join us. Thank you, Shouty. Bitcoin has not even began its historic run. Bottom is already in, says Brian. Appreciate your insights. Chris says, number one Bitcoin pod. Thank you, brother. Appreciate that. And yeah, thank you, Chandy10. And for those that didn't know, Fax is over there in Northwest Arkansas visiting Chandy. And rumor has it they're going to be visiting the Devil's Den. So stay tuned. I'll give you some updates there. And shout out the new pup. I think you can see it in there. That's India. That's the new rescue puppy. It looks like a bear, kind of. Very cute. Nippinator got a new friend. Shout out to the Nip. Let's go. What does that say? The Doom Goblins unite. The Doom Goblins, eh? Only 3 years. Yeah, man. The halving will be here before you know it. Great time to BTFD. Word up. Always a great time to BTFD. Dollar cost average. Take advantage of the sats. The silver lining is you get more sats per fiat monopoly dollars. Of course, right now in the market, shout out James Elsey. Buy the dip. Bitcoin's a dripping like the new Scottie Pippen. A drippy. Thank you guys. Shout out Sergio. I'm going to hit you with the theme music and we'll continue with the show.
Oh my gosh, it's finally almost here. JV is going to talk to us. Crypto news is near. I can't stand waiting. There is no debating. I waited all day, maybe I need a life, but Bitcoin is all I can think about day and night. Hurry, JV.
Word of the day, respect. Respect the biddy. Respect thy nippy, your new chairman of the SEC. Jay Coleman, welcome to the live stream. That's right. We number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5.
Which one's the best crypto asset? Well, Bitcoin's the best crypto asset. Okay, what's the second best?
There is no second best.
I'm not saying I'm number one. I'm sorry, I lied. I'm number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5.
There's no second best crypto asset. There's a crypto asset. It's called Bitcoin, right? The point is, if you have the superior asset, it's going up forever, Laura. Take all.
There you have it. Will Trump liquidate the sailor? Let me know your thoughts. And welcome everyone joining the stream. SEC Chairman Nippinator is causing the Drippinator. It's a great buying opportunity. You asked for it. Nippinator delivered. Chandy and Fax, we miss you. Going to invest in the military-industrial complex. Oh no, please don't. If you want to do that, just invest in XRP, the CBDC technology. Welcome everyone to the live stream. Yeah, interesting times in the market. Whew, that's, to say the least. So let's kick this mofo off. If you're new to the channel, important, smash the likes, go ahead, subscribe. We're the #1 daily Bitcoin pod. Be sure to ring the bell, turn on all notifications to receive daily premium crypto news alerts every single day, 7 days a week, just like this. Today is pod episode 1957. I'm your host, JV. It's April 8th, 2025. Markets are a tanking. Bitcoin currently just above $76,700. Let's pull up Coin 360 for our market watch on the day. And as you can see here, bulk of the market in the red. Ether down 5%, trading in the $1,400 range. XRP down 4%, trading at $1.81. The bulk of the market correcting, obviously. And checking out coinmarketcap.com. The current crypto market cap sits at all the way down to 2.4 trillion. That's wild. That's the entire crypto market cap. And the Bitcoin market cap's all the way down to 1.5 trillion. Checking out the volume, looks like 110 billion worth of volume past 24 hours. Bitcoin dominance on the rise, 62.7% as the Ether dominance continues on the decline, all the way down to 7.3%, the lowest it's been in several years, the lowest the price action has been in several years. Not a good look for Ether. Checking out top 100 crypto gainers past 24 hours. We got Core leading the pack, up 14%, followed by the infamous Fart Coin, up 9%, followed by Privacy Coin Zcash, up 5%. Now, which alts, if any, are you bullish on for the bull? Holla. Checking out the crypto bubbles. I like to share this to get the visual perspective on the day. And unfortunately, we're in the blood red. 90% of the market getting wrecked. Zooming out on the weekly, oh my God, like 97% of the market in the blood red. And zooming out on the monthly, it just gets worse and worse. Minus Fartcoin, there's always an exception to the rule. And apparently Fartcoin and EOS are in the green. Everything else in the blood red. And checking out the Crypto Greed and Fear Index. We're still in extreme fear at 24 today, yesterday at 23. We did tap a new bottom the other day of, I think it was 74,420. So happy 420. Broskies. Last week at 34 and last month at 27 in fear. And checking out the time chain calendar. We're currently on block height 891,521. We have 158,479 blocks until the halving of 2028. And we haven't seen this opportunity in a minute. 1,303 sats per dollar. So take advantage of it. Pick up the sats. Put down the gats. And pick up some Bitcoin caps from my man Sergio over at bitcoincaps.net. And if you don't know, now you know. I mean, over 1,300 sats per dollar. That's a steal. if you're ask me. Fax and me are listening on the road back to the Devil's Den round 2. We'll be safe out there and definitely keep us posted. What happened day 1? I know you had a setback. Let me know what happened. This is by far my favorite place to hang. Thanks for all what we do, getting me through the FUD. Guys, click the likes. It's free to do so. Help support the stream. Thank you, Jay Coleman. Appreciate it, brother. Shout out OG Back Row Kutbule. What it do? Fart coin still has lots of gas, apparently. Okay, bad joke, bad dad joke. Well, it's a fact. Fart coin to the moon. It got the gases, apparently. It's got the gases working in its favor. That's a fact. Chandy, I bet you guys had a lot of fun. I would second that. I know they dropped a couple of videos of doing some live entertainment with a bonfire. I know Chandy shared it the other day. If you guys haven't saw that, if you want to see Fax singing some Johnny Cash, make sure to check that one out. Fart coin is a bubble. I don't know. I know nothing about fart coin, be dead honest with you guys. I'm assuming, is it a Solana meme coin? 69,420 will be the bottom, says Brian. China acting a fool. Give us another opportunity to stack the biddy. Come on, China, get your ish together. From Beijing to frickin' Hong Kong. We got King Kong Nippinator in the building. Have you guys ever been to China? Let me know. For those that don't know, a little background, I taught English in China back in 2010, 2011. I stayed 13 months straight. Yeah, I mean, it was quite the scene, and definitely a city I would never move back to. I lived in Taiyuan, the old capital of China, before Beijing became the capital. It's the coal capital, and it's the most heavily polluted city I'm aware of in China. Hence, there was like zero white-skinned people living in the city, so they paid very well for English teachers, foreign English teachers, that is, at the time. It was so heavily polluted that this was obviously 10 years before COVID, but everyone just routinely wore a mask in my city that I used to live in. Why? Because if you didn't, the smog was so disgusting, your boogers would turn black. It was like that type of pollution, like no cap. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty wild. You speak Chinese? EDR, EDR. Hen Gao Xing Jian Dao Ni. So I was able to like order my food and stuff, but that was, basics. I had to learn a little to get around because they spoke virtually no English, minus obviously if you weren't in my school. In the school, we only spoke English. Sup to all the fam bam from San Diego. Shout out Emilio. What it do? JV, you were an English teacher by profession? Well, for a couple of years. Yeah. I taught English at a public elementary school, and I also taught English at a private school called NDI, New Dynamic Institute, which was in a high-end like mall for the rich kids. And I also taught the poor kids that went to the public school. So, yeah, I mean, I was teaching, hustling, trying to do my thing. And again, that was back in 2010, so I've come a long ways. I was earning back then in Chinese yuan, which is their currency, equivalent to, at the time, 1,200 USD. So I was earning 1,200 USD a month, which was considered good. That was more than like a local doctor made in China because, obviously the dollar conversion was way higher, as far as purchasing power. So I'll give you a hypothetical. You can go to like a massage parlor and get a 2-hour massage with the ceremony, like a 3-hour experience, phenomenal, and it'd be like $20. That's how inexpensive shit was in China. Like service was dirt cheap, and that was one of the advantages. Like if you had American money, you can live like a king, but the trade-off was the lifestyle was rugged. Pollution, like I said, was insanity. I would never move back, but at the time, it is what it is. I made a lot of cool friends. You know what I mean? Bitcoin is like a spring with all this tension with a pump ahead. Hong Kong was actually pretty amazing. That's not the mainland, though. In fact, in the mainland, they only speak Mandarin. That's the official language. In Hong Kong, they speak Cantonese. Different, still a lot different. JV, great experience? Yeah, it was a good experience. I've traveled the world, and that was a blessing. Is it just me, or is this bull run so much more stressful than the past? It does seem, in my opinion, equally as stressful because every cycle, Bitcoin does its own thing and does unexpected moves. And everyone, as soon as we think we figured out what Bitcoin's going to do, it surprises us. And I don't think that's new. Previous cycles, we've had 45% drawdowns. So I think we just hit 40%. I think if we hit 60,000, that would be 45% off the top of 1093. Welcome everyone joining us. We got close to 600 people on the live stream. Chinese yuan has fallen like crazy. I know. Same with the Japanese yen. Curious to know what altcoins you're holding and our bully on JV. Who's bullying JV? So I know when I first got into crypto in 2017, I bought like 30 altcoins and a shit ton of Bitcoin. And I'm still holding on to some alts that have never recovered, virtually worth nothing. I still have some Ether I use as petty cash when I need cash. So Ethereum is my petty cash. I mean, so I can care less. Remember 62. Why are people crying about the markets going down? Unless you are selling, you don't have to worry. That's right. You don't sell, you don't lose. If you believe it's going to recover, if you're in the boat, oh, it's never going to recover, then I'd be panicking like a young Anakin. You feel me? I heard the circuit breaker in Asia went off a couple of times. Oh, I saw something with the casinos. I don't know what city that was at, but it was on my timeline this morning. Imagine at a casino, the electricity goes off and then everyone's money gets wiped out that's in the slot machines. Maybe that was in Asia. I don't know, but that's pretty wild. JV went from 1,700 in the green down to 500 in the green. F me. Breaking news, fam. OG like me, JV, and others will scream Bitcoin to a milli. Why? Because we will never get wrecked. Not in the case for all y'all. Keep it in 100. But anyways, fam, happy 420 in advance. It's 419. Here in Puerto Rico, there's a live and interactive stream. I'm going to check the X feed again. Shout out to the Crypto Surge. Appreciate you, brother. Just hit you with a repost. All comments and quotes get reposted. Shout out Catherine Weaver. Greatly appreciate your support each and every day. The famous paper watches CNA. And for those that don't know, that's Chandy's famous dog, Paper. We put that in the track, stacking sats like it's Paper and Chandy. You already know. I just hit you with a repost. Thank you for supporting us, and thank you for watching the stream on vacay. Dude Viper, JV, I'm selling my house to buy this dip. Can I borrow your couch for a couple of weeks? I can cook. Sold. Cheers, brother. Shout out East Afro. Appreciate you. Come join JV in a CNA fam. Just hit you with a repost and a repost on a repost. Thank you, James. And I'm going to hit you guys on a repost on my BTC News Alerts account. We'll continue with our TA.
Oh, bring me up, bitty glow. Prize discovery, yeah, let it show.
Bang, 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 like the B-52. We built a stacked revolutionary love shack. I'm stacking sats like it's Max and Stacy. Stacking sats cause tax is crazy. I'm stacking sats cause the IMF hates me. Stacking sats cause the haters don't faze me. No Diddy, no Jay-Z. Stacking the biddy like it's Nipsey and JV. Stacking the biddy like it's Paper and Chandy. Stacking BTC like caffeine in my canteen. Life is a game of chess.
That makes biddies the damn queen. Speaking about the game of chess, I feel extra lit today because from last night to today, I got 12 W's in a row, which is very rare, but I feel unstoppable right now. I'm on my A game, if you know what I'm saying, broskies. But let's continue with the news, shall we? A little TA, a.k.a. astrology for the broskies. I'll be pulling up the live charts. Headline reads, Bitcoin rebounds as trader spot China weaker yuan chart. But U.S. trade war caps 80,000 Bitcoin rally, which is precisely where we recaptured yesterday. Bottom of 74, high of 80, and now we're ranging at around, 75, 76. Bitcoin danced around 80,000 at the April 8th Wall Street Open as the U.S. stock market staged a fresh recovery. Here, looking at the 1 hour chart, and again, I'll pull up the live charts here shortly. TradingView showed the price volatility of the biddy cooling with the S&P and NASDAQ gaining 4.3% in the first few hours of trading, and now the stocks are back bleeding. Stocks built a strong rebound and had accompanied the start of the week TradFi trading, alleviating fears of a 1987 Black Monday style crash. U.S. trade tariffs nonetheless stayed top of the agenda for the traders, who in particular eyed the ongoing war of words with China. President POTUS Trumpster claimed Beijing wants to make a deal badly, but they don't know how to get it started. We'll teach them the art of the deal, Trumpster. We're waiting for their call. And there you have it. Big ass tweet from the Trumpster. I take it on Truth Social. Bitcoin advocates eyed the devaluation of the yuan as part of the China tariff response and the potential inflows to hedges such as the biddy. As a result, quoting Arthur Hayes, just blaze. Xi's weapon. Major independent monetary policy, which necessitates a weaker yuan. Hayes suggests that either the People's Bank of the China or the U.S. Fed would ultimately provide the fuel for the Bitcoin price rally. Quoting him again, if not the Fed, then the People's Bank of the China will give us the Yahtzee mofo ingredients. Yahtzee. Now, meanwhile, CNY deval equals a narrative that the Chinese capital flight will flow into the biddy. It worked in 2013, 2015. It can work in 2025. Ignore the China at your own peril. There you have it. Meanwhile, the Fed could boost the biddy and risk assets by lowering interest rates and stimulating the growth. Quoting Alliance Bernstein analysts, if the economy slows, as we expect it will, the Fed will be inclined to cut the rates if the price levels are high. The view is that the actual inflation tells us what the economy was doing, but not what it will do. The Fed has cut rates before with inflation elevated, and we expect it to do so again unless, a very big unless, inflation expectations become unanchored. Meanwhile, the Fibonacci offers a big level to watch for the biddy price action, considering the global market somersault of the last 3 days. The Bitcoin price action remained eerily cool on the shorter time frame as the snap price move gave away to the consolidation. Quoting analysts here regarding the Fibonacci in a bull market, the 38.2 fib retracement acts as key support. So as long as the biddy closes above it, the uptrend remains intact, even with a wick below. And Dan Crypto Trades pointed out that Bitcoin has respected the 0.382 Fibonacci retracements measured from the cycle bottom to the local tops quite well thus far. This is the third time we get such a test of the cycle. This time we got the confluence from the 2024 highs as well. That's the big level to watch. Other important trend lines include the 200-day simple moving average, which is a classic bull market support line. That was lost when Bitcoin first fell below 82 G's, baby. And we do have a live poll on the screen over on the tube. Let us know when you think the bottom will hit or if the bottom is in. I give you some different options there. And towards the end of the show, I'll read the results from the poll. Also, breaking news, a little silver lining for the day. U.S. Justice Department says it will no longer target self-custody Bitcoin wallets and privacy services, meaning sovereignty and privacy are winning. That's what's up. So that's some silver lining for you. And I'll pull up some of the live charts for the broskies here before we move further into the news. Looking at the live charts via TradingView via Coinbase should be pulled up on your screen. This is the 1 hour. As you can see, we only have a bear scenario in the orange, sitting at 73.4. Zooming out from the 1 hour, we take a look at a infamous 4 hour chart, and the 4 hour shows a bear scenario as well, sitting at 73.4, similar to the 1 hour. And as you can see, we're correcting with big red candles, unfortunately. Zooming out to the daily, as you can see, big red candle forming. Rising wedge followed by a falling wedge, extreme volatility. We do have a bull target sitting at 112.7, which would take us back to price discovery, currently sitting at 109.3. Two bear scenarios on the daily, one just shy of 69. Let me know if you think we'll retest 69. And also, we have a super bear scenario at 49. And of course, our feature story of the day, Bloomberg's projecting we can go as low as 10,000, which I personally think is ridiculous, but we're going to cover it nonetheless, followed by some bull scenarios, of course. And zoomed out from the daily, taking a look at a weekly. We do have the cup and handle target. Unfortunately, past couple of weeks have been very bearish weekly closes, so not a good look. I was hoping to continue the bullish momentum here in April, but there's no telling now with the ongoing tariff trade wars. We do have a cup and handle target, though, sitting at 124 on the weekly chart. Zooming out a little further, we'll take a quick look at a monthly via TradingView via Coinbase. And as you can see, we've been very corrective since hitting the January all-time high and thus far forming another red candle for the month of April, but we're only 1 week deep. So time will tell, but let me know your thoughts and I'll read your comments out loud. Welcome everyone to the Q&A segment of the live stream. Liquidation map on CoinGlass seems to be down. No pump watch today, JV. I can't watch it continue to go downward. Yeah, we'd have to flip it into a BTFD watch. I mean, if you really wanted to take it there. We had some sad news from the Dominican Republic. What happened in DR, family? And sorry to hear in advance whatever the bad news is. Wouldn't that be a buyer's market? That's right, Ryder. Well, it is a very good day to buy. You will miss these days. That's right. If you got dry capital, dry powder, as they say, and I ain't talking about the coca leaves, you know what to do. In China, Adam, it's not out of the realm of possibility, JV. Crazier things have happened, like people buying. And now imagine having a Bitcoin-backed loan at 90,000, and now we're at 76. I know some people, I won't mention names, but some people were really entertaining getting that loan. I'll tell you this, if you would have got one, you would have gotten liquidated. And if things get worse, it's not going to be pretty. Give Harry Balls a shout out. Shout out to the Harry Balls. Can somebody please explain who is selling? Short-term investors, day traders, and losers. Womp womp. U.S. equity closing indicating the bullishness and all the media negative chanting is not reflecting the U.S. equity chart. Inflation has been down 1.2%. I looked it up this morning. Trueflation.com. Now, is Trueflation actually show the Trueflation? Holding, never folding. Amen to that.
That makes biddies the damn queen, stacking BTC till they cancel me and I can't stream like Biggie. It was all a dream. Now the biddy has set me free.
Going, let's biddy up, babe. Bang, bang on the door, baby, never let it fade.
Hodl House strong, baby. We built it this way. Know when to hold them. Yeah, we're holding, never folding. Shout out to the Harry Balls. Happy Topless Taco Tuesday. Happy Taco Topless Tuesday. I didn't know that was even a thing. East Afro, thanks again, brother. Just reposting everyone. Thank you, Serge. Much appreciated. And for those that don't know, I do have a pretty new X account called BTC News Alerts. I'm approaching 300 followers. Whoever's the lucky number 300, let me know, and I'll strike the gong for you. I'm only 2 away from hitting the first target there. This is going to serve as a backup account and allows me to repost you guys from a secondary account. So I'm going to do that right now.
Huddle house strong, yeah, we built it this way. No one to hold them.
Yeah, we're holding, never folding.
I've always been a rapper, honky cracker, but now I'm a pastor, Bitcoin stacker. Now I'm a master of the Bitcoin standard. Hit 'em up faster than the Bitcoin panda. You can't touch me with your shitcoin flow. Like, do you even Bitcoin, bro? Let me know. Welcome to the Bitcoin show. Now listen up closely, low-key, stacking BTC like Satoshis. In El Salvador with my Bitcoin broskies, raising up the video like Gohan. Living in a hodl house, we're not the pawns.
Let's freaking go. 50% loan to value. Jay Coleman, 44 dead. Oh, what happened? Like an earthquake or something? The roof collapsed in a nightclub. You got to be shitting me. Was there like a natural disaster, or was it just something bad infrastructure? That's sad to hear. Prayers go out to everyone affected in DR. This gong strike is for y'all. That's crazy. Sorry to hear that. Oil down below 60 a barrel. Inflation down 1.2. Rainy here. Rainy skies. Super rainy here in Puerto Rico today. Oil down. China tariffs are at 104% as of midnight last night. Thanks for the insights, Oracle. Last August, we went down to 49. Crazy. Hit the gong. Are you lucky number 300? This gong strikes for you, Adam. Shout out Robbie Kaiser. Enter the Dragon. Enter the Crypto. Enter the Biddy. Preload Biddy going up forever, Laura. There's Panda the Prophet and JC. Thank you both. I'll repost you both right now, and we'll continue with our news. Get through the headlines. Lots of volatility in financial markets right now. What's really going on? Let's continue so you get some perspective. Next story of the day. Headline here reads, crypto execs expect global banking push into Bitcoin by the end of 2025. That's right. Despite the ongoing market meltdown on the U.S. trade tariffs, executives of major crypto firms Masari and Signum are bullish on institutional Bitcoin adoption later in the year. Speaking at a panel at the Paris Blockchain Week, Masari CEO Eric Turner and Signum Bank co-founder Thomas Eichenberger, what a last name he has, said they expect a significant shift in the banking sector sector's involvement with crypto in the second half of the year. And according to the executives, the global banking push into the BIDI services have great potential to happen in the second half of the year as regulators embrace thy crypto, including stablecoins and crypto services by the banksters, quoting them here. I think we're probably looking at a muted Q2, but I am really excited for Q3 and Q4. Masarius Turner said during the panel, discussion moderated by Yana, whatever that last name is, forecasting really interesting things coming to the crypto market in 2025. And while some investors focus on the pro-crypto stance of the U.S. President Trumpster, Turner emphasized the broader regulatory momentum is what matters most, as he shared here. When you look at the potential of having market structure regulation of the U.S., stablecoin regulation, and just the fact across the board, not just President Trumpster himself, but the SEC and all these regulatory industries are really embracing thy crypto. Now, their co-founder of Signum, Thomas Eichenberger, said international banks with the U.S. branches are also poised to enter the market once the legal landscape becomes clearer. I think it's a matter of a fact that the U.S. banks are preparing to be able to offer crypto custody and at least crypto spot trading services anytime soon. I think by then I would agree with you, Eric, he continued, projecting a continued phase of market uncertainty until the U.S. establishes a clear regulatory framework. Now, with the establishment of clear crypto rules from banks in the United States, there'll be a rush for crypto services by the large international banks that are incorporated outside of the U.S. that have U.S.-based presence. Some of them may have their strategic plans in their cupboard to offer crypto-related services, he said, but have been afraid that at some point they will be gone after by any of the U.S. regulatory authorities. Now I think there is no one to be afraid of anymore in terms of regulatory authorities worldwide. So I think many of the large international banks will launch this year. Let me know if you agree or disagree with the analysts. And welcome everyone joining the stream. Next, we'll be discussing the latest from the Bitcoin OG, Adam Beck. We made it to the Devil's Den. Nice. I finally made it online. Arkansas's internet is about as reliable as Jim Cramer's prediction. That sucks. Now, when I visited El Salvador, it was the best internet connection I have witnessed. Way superior even to Puerto Rico. It was crazy. Grant Noakes, welcome to the live stream. And those joining us, we already have 1,100 people on the stream, which is pretty good numbers. So I'm going to strike the gong for all of you guys tuned in right now. Thank you. Let's be up, babe.
Bang, bang on the door, baby, never let it fade. Heart on how strong.
Yeah, we built it this way, know when to hold 'em. Yeah, we're holding, never folding. Well, Pre-B claimed the 300th follower to the new X account. I just hit you with a repost, broski. Thank you. Shout out Darth Melda. Appreciate ya. Pretty little bitty crash? I think so. That's what we're witnessing.
Bitcoin's ripping like a new Scottie Pippen 80 G's.
We're royalty, bitty kings and queens.
Manifesting the kingdom that's finally come, playing chess moves.
Checkmate, we won.
We're raising the roof
In El Salvador.
Freedom flows, IMF
Can't hold us no more.
Stacking BTC like Tate versus the BBC. Stacking the biddy like BTC OGs. Stacking BTC on
Lightning with no fees.
Stacking BTC like
Snoop Dogg rolls weed.
Stacking BTC like
Scarface with a nosebleed.
Stacking BTC
Like Shinobi, nobody knows me.
Stacking BTC like
Everyone owes me.
Stacking BTC like
Max and John McAfee. Stacking BTC, accumulating sats so rapidly, so happily.
Stacking BTC so casually, no casualties of galaxies
Round earth fallacies. Stacking BTC on a flat earth with no gravity. Stacking BTC cause Nipsey is your majesty. I like those bars. Melda in the building. Hit the like button. Thank you, eGenerate. Don't be OG liquidity. Shout out Nippinator. Holding it down. The new chairman of the SEC, providing clarity to the crypto market like we have never seen. And shout out Paper, and shout out India, and shout out all the CNA pups out there holding it down. We love our pups. Trust nothing. Verify everything. The only thing we can trust in this world is our puppies and our biddies. And that's pretty much it. But I digress. Again, welcome everyone joining us. People need to understand that you don't lose unless you sell. I've seen it down 80%, bounce back. Exactly. And we're maybe 40% down from the top right now of 109. Welcome everyone. 1,200 people on the stream. So let's dive into our next story with the latest from Adam Back, the Bitcoin OG. himself. Some believe he's Satoshi. Headline reads, Bitcoin may rival gold as inflation hedge over the next decade. That's right. And Bitcoin could begin to take the market share from gold over the next decade as a hedge inflation during the geopolitical uncertainty, according to the Blockstream CEO and the Bitcoin OG. Adam Beck. Speaking during a fireside chat, he said at the Paris Blockchain Week, rising inflation and monetary instability across global economies will drive broader BIDI adoption. He compared the cryptocurrency to gold, noticing its scarcity and growing recognition as a store of value despite its 30% correction from the all-time high, above 109. Now, I did the math. A 45% correction from the 109 top, we dropped to about 60,000, just FYI. Quoting him here, Bitcoin has the advantage of being like gold. It is a scarce asset, but also undergoing an adoption curve. I think it's superior to gold, in my humble opinion, and quoting the great Max Kaiser, gold is the poor man's Bitcoin, because gold, you can say, has relative scarcity. Bitcoin has true scarcity. They can never print more than 21 million coins. There can never be more than a circulation of 21 million. Gold, they can just invest more into digging it up from the earth, and that's a fact, Jack. Also, maybe our vaults have fool's gold in it, meaning they may not exist at Fort Knox because it's yet to be audited and it's been over 50 years. So you tell me your thoughts. Inflation continues to plague global economies, with major currencies like the US dollar and the euro seeing their supplies rise by more than 50% over the past 5 years. That's 10% per year on average. A development that may drive the BIDI adoption as a hedge against monetary destabilization, according to the OG. Quoting him again. Eventually, that money is used to buy all the goods. So eventually, they'll go up by that much, particularly hard assets like housing, anything physical, long term. The inflation rate is probably 10 or 15% for the next decade. An investment return that is very hard to get with stocks or housing rentals. I dare say that's probably ballpark low. I'd say it may be as high as 20, 30%. What are your thoughts, family? So there is a real prospect of Bitcoin competing with gold and then starting to take some of the gold use cases, like as a geopolitical hedge, take some of that money, put it in the pretty little bitty because it's going up forever, Laura. Couldn't agree more, Adam. The Federal Reserve Bank of Cleveland expects a 10-year inflation rate to average 2.18%, which I think is a bunch of horseshit. What's your thoughts on that, broskies? However, alternative data points to a potential uptick in inflation over the next 5 years. Consumer inflation expectations spiked to 5% for the next year and 4.1% over the next 5 years. A development amplifying economic concerns, according to a consumer survey from the University of Michigan. All I know is I believe nothing, especially surveys from universities around the world. I dare say they're probably low balling it. I'd say it might be 3 to 4x that. But what do I know? I'm just a YouTuber. Now, beyond growing monetary instability, U.S.-based spot Bitcoin ETFs and a more crypto-friendly U.S. admin under the Trumpster may help boost the BIDI adoption as a hedge against inflation. Quoting Adam Beck, U.S. regulators approved the ETFs finally, and the current U.S. admin under Trump is removing a lot of the negative regulation that was intended to slow down the crypto adoption, such as Operation Choke Point 2.0. Back argued that BIDI adoption amongst the private investors should precede institutional or governmental accumulation. Quoting them here, I prefer that those people buy the BIDI ahead of governments, because as soon as the governments buy, it's probably going to create a wave of other governments competing with them. And quoting Margot Martin, President Trump signs the executive order establishing a strategic Bitcoin reserve for the U.S. digital stockpile. That's right. They did both. And they separated the stockpile from the Bitcoin strategic reserve. And that was very bullish news. But here we are, correcting in the 70s. So yeah, that was on March 7th. Trump signed the executive order, creating the Bitcoin reserve, seeded with Bitcoin seized from criminals, drug traffickers, anti-money laundering, tax avoidance. A move that the industry leaders have called a major step towards integrating the pre-low BIDI into the traditional financial system. And if you don't know, now you know, broskies. And next up, we'll be discussing a lawyer suing U.S. Homeland Department to probe supposed Satoshi meeting. They want to know who the Satoshi is. Shh, don't tell them. You're looking at him right now. New chairman of the SEC. That's not very bullish, Bob. What are we talking? A bullish Bob. We should all sell now if it's going to 10. Yeah, bullish Bob. Live up to the name. Keep it bullish, please. Or change your name to Bearish Bob. So many OGs in the chat. That's a fact, Jack. That's a black Jack. Way up north, Minnesota. I'm sipping the Minnesoters. Buying the BIDI. Shout out to the bit finger. Stay strong, BIDIers. We can ride this. We come out on the other side, either educated or rich. If I sell now and buy back at 10, I'd be Super Bowl Bob. I'm not effing selling and F Janet Yellen. We're going to hit March 2024 all-time high, and then to the moon. That's my prediction. The Oracle has spoken. I'll strike the gong to that while the broskies hit the bong. And welcome everyone to the live stream. 1,400 people here. Be sure to participate in the live poll over on the tube, cryptonewsalerts.net. Let me know. Bitcoin bottom. I got a little trigger happy because I missed my target and I had to make up for it. Welcome everyone to the stream. You sell, I buy. Tell them, Josh. Let me check the X feed again, fam. Again, all comments and quotes will get reposted. Bitcoin Treasure puts laughing my ass off. Don't know what you're laughing your ass off at. Hopefully I'm entertaining you. Shout out Chad Spacey. Appreciate it. And it looks like we got a blackjack on the stream. 21 hearts. 21 reposts. That's 100% flawless victory. So thank you guys. I greatly appreciate that. The only way is up, Laura. That's right. We're going up forever, Laura.
Because Bitcoin is your majesty.
Colombia. Let's go. I take it that's British Columbia. I used to live in Medellin, Colombia for 6 months. That was way back. But nonetheless, welcome, fam. I appreciate you joining us. Let's biddy up, babe. Bang, bang on the door.
Baby, never let it fade. How strong, yeah, we built it this way. No one to hold on.
Yeah, we're holding, never folding. Don't look so hot on the weekly. Love the gong solo. Awesome, brother. I'm glad you enjoyed that, Poe. There's more gong strikes where that came from. That's a fact, Jack. But anyways, let's continue with the news. Biddy broskies and biddy baddies holding it down. After the infamous freeze frame, headline here reads, lawyer sues U.S. Homeland Department to probe supposed Satoshi Nakamoto meeting. That's right, they claim the government knows exactly who Satoshi is. A crypto lawyer sued the U.S. Department of the Homeland Security, alleging the agency may know who created Bitcoin, compelling the department to share what it knows. Now, the Freedom of Information Act lawsuit was filed by James Murphy, who bases accusations on claims made by DHS Special Agent Randa Soud at conference in April of 2019, where she said a few of her colleagues had previously met with 4 people involved in creating Bitcoin. Quoting them here, my Freedom of Information Act lawsuit simply asked for the notes, email, and other documents related to the alleged interview. If the interview really happened at the DHS agent, as they claim, there should be a documentation of the substance of that meeting, added Murphy, who goes by Meta Lawman on X. Here's the infamous post from the thread. The great mystery of the 21st century. Who is Bitcoin creator Satoshi Nakamoto? The United States government claims to know the answer, but isn't talking. So today I sued the U.S. government to find out exactly what it knows. There you go. Speaking of the Offshore Alert Conference, North America, Miami of April 2019, he said DHS agents met with the 4 people it believed to have created the biddy, asking what their motives were and what the end game is for the Bitcoin. The agents flew to California and then realized that he wasn't alone in creating this. There were 3 other people. They sat down and talked with them to find out how this actually works and what the reason for it was. Now, if the DHS restricts disclosure, Murphy said, he'll pursue the case to conclusion to solve the mystery. Here's my 2 Satoshis. The mystery will never be solved. Hence, it will remain a mystery. But what are your thoughts? Murphy, however, noted that it is possible that this dude and the other DHS agents were mistaken and did not interview the real Satoshi Nakamoto. So will the real Satoshi please stand up? Please stand up. Murphy is being assisted by the former Assistant U.S. Attorney Brian Fiel, who specializes in Freedom of Information Act litigation. The purpose of the Freedom of Information Act is to promote transparency and accountability by granting the public access to information held by the government. Now, Murphy shared 2 questions about the DHS lawsuit, and these are the responses to the questions asked. What is your gut feeling? Do you think the DHS actually interviewed the real Satoshi? Here's the answer. I think it is very possible that the DHS agent was mistaken in what she said at the conference. I think DHS agents may have met with Bitcoin code maintainers or the actual Satoshi imposters. But who knows? The DHS agent was a pretty high-ranking official and was in a position to know what she was talking about. But either way, I think it'll be productive to find out and hopefully resolve this question. Nothing prevents DHS from voluntarily revealing this information without the need for protracted litigation. Question number 2, if the agency did speak with the 4 creators, Who may be ordinary U.S. citizens? Why do you believe revealing their identity serves the public interest, even if it could put their safety or privacy at risk? Answer: I don't understand the question. The identities of the creators of all the largest blockchain projects like Charles Hoskinson, Cardano, Vitalik, Ethereum, etc. are all well known in the crypto community. There are also major figures like Mikey Saylor, Tim Draper, and others who have amassed enormous wealth through investments in Bitcoin, and their identities are well known. There are hundreds of documentaries on YouTube where amateur sleuths have tried to identify Satoshi. I am not one of them. I am not hiring investigators to try to track down Satoshi. I'm seeking government records under transparency laws in effect with the U.S. So if the DHS did, in fact, learn Satoshi's identity, then I am not sure what the rationale is for dozens of government employees to have this information but withhold it from the general public. Our government is required to be transparent. Well, that's something they have never been. And not keep secrets from the citizens. I have one word: Epstein. Oh, my bad. Gilligan's Island. Absent a legitimate national security concern or other limited exemption, we consider this a fundamental aspect of our freedom of the USA. It is why we have something called the Freedom of Information Act. Transparency is good. The government hiding information from citizens is generally bad. No, I think it's always bad, in my opinion, or they wouldn't be hiding it. I am about open to the fact I'm pro-Bitcoin, having been an investor in Bitcoin since the miner since 2017. I speak to groups of execs and policymakers about the Biddy, and I advocate for the Biddy adoption. What I find when I give these talks is very often these audiences who are new to the Biddy struggle with the idea that the creator of Bitcoin is unknown, while the provenance of the other major crypto projects is relatively transparent. So my intention is to either conclusively refute the claim of DHS agent interview of Satoshi or achieve some transparency that will open the door for the greater Bitcoin adoption of the U.S. and around the globe. I support Trump's initiatives to establish the strategic Bitcoin reserve and digital asset stockpile. But there you have it. Again, my humble opinion, it's always going to remain a mystery, and that's definitely a benefit, clearly. But what are your thoughts, family? Let me know, and I'll read your comments out loud. Welcome, everyone, to the stream. Looks like we got 1,500 people already here, which is fantastic. Shout out all of our moderators. You're going to recognize the mods because their names are in the blue. And shout out all the members of the channel supporting us. We do have paid memberships as low as less than 10 cents a day, $2.97 a month to become a member of the Hollow Gang. And you're going to notice our members, their names in the green. So shout out all the members of the channel for supporting us. It's always the quiet ones you got to watch out for, right? Ahoy, Captain. Ahoy. What it do? Haha, I meant 10, but still, yeah. Brother, damn you. How dare you test my Wu-Tang style? Big up, CNA fam. Shout out DJ Wednesday, holding it down. Appreciate you, brother. Welcome, everyone joining us. I'm going to check the X feed again. Let's blow up the stream, family. Again, all comments and quotes to the live stream are greatly appreciated to only help get more eyeballs on the channel. Hack the algorithm here. One gong strike at a time, raising vibration, raising the consciousness. Michael Saylor looked worried in the last interview. Yeah, who knows the truth? People claim he'll get liquidated if we drop lower, but I swear I heard interviews from his own mouth where Bitcoin can go down to $1,000, and he says it's not going to affect him. I don't know if I believe it, but who knows, right? Which reminds me of the meme I shared earlier. Are they trying? Is this all a big conspiracy to liquidate Saylor? What are your thoughts, conspiracy theorists? Put the tinfoil hat on and let me know, please. You just never know in today's world. My last game I played today, I got the checkmate with 4 seconds on the clock. The 12th victory in a row. Let's go. I like JV's thumbnail. Trump looks like a puppy at the window. That's actually hilarious. Let's show it off here. For those that don't know today's thumbnail. Woo woo. 10,000 Bitcoin. Woo woo. Stack the Biddy. Woo woo. Game on, Trumpster. Woo woo. Gotta love it. I'm glad you liked the thumb. Thank you, Melda. But anyways, fam, welcome everyone joining us. We're about to transition into our next story. A couple of more stories. I'm going to share a very bear scenario of 10,000 as per Bloomberg here in a bit. But I'm also going to share some bullishness from Samson Mao, of course. We got to balance the forces here. Congrats, 12 wins, baby. Yeah, it's pretty good. I think the most wins in a row I've ever had was like maybe 15. Maybe a couple of years ago, so it's good to be back in the winning column. Sometimes you just feel in the zone and unstoppable, but it could reverse. You can lose 12 in a row just as easy as you win 12 in a row. But right now I feel on top of the world. So give me 3,000 biddy, 10 pass. I believe it'll be there. Bitcoin, no terms or conditions. There's no tariffs on the biddy. No tariffs on the biddy. There's tariffs on the diddy. Let me tell you something. But anyways, fam, next story of the day. You guys ready? Mom Spaghetti, he's nervous. But on the surface, he looks calm and ready to drop bombs. But he keeps on forgetting what he wrote down. Exactly. Do you actually believe Bloomberg? No, of course, I don't believe them. But it's fun entertainment. Be quite honest, there wasn't much headlines that was intriguing to capture my attention. But I'll entertain the 10,000 bullshit. Why not? You know what I mean? And apparently it's working. We got 1,500 people on the stream. I mean, I think people are tired of my $1 million predictions as we're crashing, so we had to switch it up a little bit. So glad you told here so I can quit my 49,000 buy order and change it to $10. Or is that 10,100? I mean, best of luck with that one, bro. I'll sell the house for 10 biddies. I'll sell the spouse, whatever it takes. Yeah, at 10,000 a biddy, I think I would mortgage the home and get a loan and purchase 100 Bitcoins. When my home's maybe a little less, but I looked up, there's a house, identical house for sale right now pending. So my house is worth about 900 grand. I paid 700. So it's up a couple hundred G's in 3 years. Bitcoin, 2x. So obviously Bitcoin's outpacing real estate, so don't get it twisted. What it do, biddy fam? Buy the bottoms. Exactly. Just buy the bottom, buy the dip, and let her rip, tater chip. Anyways, let's continue. Next story, here's the latest from Plan B. Then we'll get into the bear scenario of 10,000, but we'll end it with on a high note, I promise. And then we'll do some live Q&A. And again, welcome everyone joining us. Technical indicator suggesting Bitcoin bull market hasn't even started yet. That's right. Popular quant analyst Plan B says one key indicator suggests the Bitcoin bull market is just now forming. In a new video update, this anonymous analyst shares that a combination of the 200-week simply suggests Bitcoin may soon enter the explosive uptrend based on the historical precedent. The analyst says the 200-week arithmetic and the 200-week geometric are currently closing together on the chart, signaling a possible biddy breakout. Quoting him here, it might be that the bull market is still forming and that the arithmetic mean will separate again, will diverge again from the geometric mean. And one more thing to those two lines, notice that you can't have a bear market or a big crash when the 200-week arithmetic, I don't know if I'm even pronouncing that shit right, correct me if I'm wrong, broskies, and the geometric mean are together. The big crashes are here in 2021, 2022 are happening. There is a diversion between the two lines. Also here in 2018, there's a big gap between the two means. Same here in 2014 and 2015. Now, if I remember in math class, a mean is just an average, right? So here you can see the Bitcoin 200-week moving average, and you can see currently there's an orange dot printed, and so there's a lot more upside to go. The analyst says that when the two types of the 200-week means were near each other on the chart in 2020 and 2017, Bitcoin soon went on the explosive run to the upside, quoting the analyst again. In fact, if we look at the historical situations where the lines are together, that would be here at the end of 2020. That's when the bull market began. The end of the bull market, the FOMO, fear of missing out phase. Same thing in the beginning of 2017. The lines were together. So the arithmetic mean, the geometric mean together could mean that the bull market is just about to start. Well, if the bull market is just about to start, get ready to let her rip, tater chip. And also he points out here, even with today's low Bitcoin prices, on-chain indicators still signaling a bull market. So in my opinion, this is the normal bull market dip, not a transition from a bull phase to the distribution phase and then the bear phase. So there you have it. I mean, look at all the halvings that have come before this halving, the three previous halvings. Anytime you see those red dots, that's just the beginning. I mean, things are about to get lit. In my humble opinion, you ain't seen nothing yet, but I promise to share the super bear scenario of Bloomberg projecting 10,000. So that's going to come up next. Shout out Jay Coleman. I think you just became a member of the Hodl Gang. So this gong strikes for you, brother. Appreciate your support. Brian says a very negative headline, JV. Which one? my thumb, like the video headline, or are you talking about one of the stories? Let me know your thoughts. But yeah, we had to switch it up. We had to switch it up and do what it do. Everyone's calling for a correction to zero. So, I mean, and again, welcome everyone joining us. We're about to dive into our feature story here next. There we go. Okay, I just fixed the chat. Now it's updated. I finally joined the membership. Sorry it took me so long. It's all good in the hood. Thank you for being a member, brother. Hard to do anything with fiat except buy the biddy, but this channel is totally worth it. I appreciate that. It does help out tremendously, your support. So thank you. Laughing at Bloomberg, exactly. What I got from Plan B's video is basically a super cycle. He explained the black line was just going straight like never before. Been digging for the article. Plan B does some solid TA based on solid yet obscure indicators the last cycle. Stalled well below his target prediction. That is right. We may be in a super cycle. Let me know if you think we're in the super cycle. Holler. Before we dive into our next story and entertain the Bloomberg analyst Mike McGlone projecting we can dip all the way to 10,000. Now, theoretically, if we did hit that, what would you do about it? Would you guys be selling shit? Unvaxxed sperm, whatever it takes, gentlemen? Let me know. We're going up forever like the Wu-Tang Clan. Damn straight. Thank you, Stephen. Respect. And let me make sure I repost you guys from my secondary account. Let's check how many followers. Yeah, we hit 300 followers on the BTC News Alerts account. So thank you guys again. Much, much appreciated. You got to keep them separated. No, you got to keep them nippinating. Separate God from Satan. We keep them nippinating. Shout out to the Bitcoin Nation. And shout out to all my Bitcoin ancients. My OGs with the patience. Stacking the biddy. Yeah, man. I mean, good Lord. El Salvador just got, man, I hate that when you get like an update and you're reading it and then it just updates the timeline and you miss it. But something from Bukele I was about to read out loud, but maybe I'll find it in a bit. I wonder if market makers are manipulating the Bitcoin price for Saylor. I bet you the forces of evil are absolutely trying to liquidate Saylor. So when I share this meme, there may be some truth to it. Maybe. Hilarious, right? That needs to be on a thumbnail. Anyways, do you think Trump will do it? Will he hit the button? Will he hit the nuke button? And let me know your thoughts. And don't forget, there's a poll. And at the end of the stream, we'll end the poll. Simple question. Bitcoin bottom. Do you think the bottom is in at 74,420? Do you think we'll drop to 10 as Bloomberg's suggesting? Do you think it'll be 60, 70 range or between 11 and 59? Let me know. I'm curious your thoughts. 300, this is Bitcoin Sparta. Damn straight. Hell yeah. I would get a home equity line of credit and get a couple of more of the biddies. That's what's up, Scott. We ain't going out like that. We ain't going out. I think that was the Diet Coke button. Yeah, so what's up with the fascination of Trump with Diet Coke? Can someone explain that one to me? What am I missing? Why does he like the, what's that drug, chemical? Aspartame. Why is the Trumpster into the aspartame? Maybe why he has the Elon belly. You saw where he was rocking the pants up to here, to cover the belly. Probably from the Diet Coke, if I was a betting man. Retest of 74,420 and then to the moon. Now, do you think we'll hold it or do you think we'll drop and retest the previous cycle high of 69? Yep, aspartame. That's what I was looking for. All your chewing gum, aspartame, it kills you, causes the big C. All your diet soda, artificial sugar, aspartame. Hence, anyone with a half a brain would be avoiding it. But our president, is he in his 70s or 80s? Why? Can someone talk to him? RFK, do your job. At least orange pill health-wise are POTUS. We need him to live a long, prosperous life. It's unacceptable if our president is drinking Diet Coke. Bad enough the previous president was eating ice cream every day. Terrible for you. Jeez Louise. I do not drink the soda. Good. His belt line hit the... all punches above the belt, please. It's like he was about to go in a 12-round fight. Previous high was 74. 74.4. Well, I meant previous cycle of 2021. 69 was the top in 2021. I guess my point is that there is no bulletproof astrology for the broskies. Bitcoin does what it wants regardless of the market. No, that's a fact, Jack. 100% with you on that. Diet Coke and what's a macas? What's a macas? What's a macas? Let me know. Trump does not drink alcohol. That's a good sign, I guess. But I'd rather drink alcohol than Diet Coke. Just saying. I don't drink alcohol, by the way. I'm just saying I'd rather drink alcohol than Diet Soda. The last thing you'll ever see me drink is a Diet Soda. Ever. I have no intent in my entire life moving forward to ever even sip a Diet Soda, let alone a soda. You know what I mean? That's why I sip the ginger. Got to keep it organic. Ginger love. Lemon, ginger, and pineapple. Want to know how many grams of sugar? 1. And it's a natural sugar. What do they put in here? Ingredients: purified water, organic lemon juice, organic ginger juice, organic pineapple juice, organic stevia leaf. So that 1 gram of sugar is probably the stevia. I bet you're right, Serge. McDonald's, Big Mac's JV. Big Mac attack. How the hell does anyone, regardless what it tastes like, just knowing it's fake food, like why would you put it in your body? Am I missing something? Maybe it's like my higher self or my consciousness, but I'm just not allowed to put the poison in my body like that. I don't comprehend why people do it. Why the heck would Bitcoin go down 10,000? Think about it. If it did, everyone. Yeah, exactly. You make a good point, Haslam, but we're going to entertain it nonetheless. I love sugarcane. Yeah, sugarcane's a natural sugar. Lemon is amazing. Also learned that lemon seeds has a lot of healing properties as well. Yeah, I'm not a stevia fan. Anytime I go to the Akai place, I tell them no stevia. Instead, I do the honey drizzle. Honey over stevia. And also, they're not even, oftentimes they'll advertise, you think it's organic stevia, but you look and it's not. So it's actually bad. It all depends if it's legit. But I digress. Welcome everyone to the stream. Over 1,700 people here, so I think it's time to dive into our feature story of the day. All right. After the infamous freeze frame, of course. All right, now for our feature story of the day. Bloomberg analyst Mike McGlone predicts Bitcoin can sink all the way back to $10,000 per coin. Oh no. But that's right. This article was published, as you can see here. Bloomberg strategist Mike McGlone offers insights to the global market crash and says the pretty little bitty can plunge all the way down to 10,000 as a part of the broader global reset. Let me know if you agree or disagree with the analysts. Diving into the chaos of the global markets, Bloomberg senior commodity strategist Mikey McGlone warns of more turmoil being on the way. In an exclusive interview, McGlone points to the deepening market sell-offs intensified by the POTUS. With the ongoing tariff wars and forecasting a sharp correction in the crypto assets, he predicts Bitcoin can tumble to 10,000 per coin. Now, to put that into perspective, the 2017 cycle peak was like 19.9, just shy of 20. So he's ultimately saying we're going to go back to a price action we haven't seen in 8 years. I'm highly skeptical, but nonetheless, we're entertaining it. Let me know your thoughts, fam. Quoting him here. Look at Dogecoin. It still has a $20 billion market cap. It should go to zero. Now, I can't argue with him there. I don't understand why Dogecoin exists myself. The whole space needs a purging, just like the dot-com bubble did. So he's ultimately saying until these shit coins get wrecked and all that market share goes into Bitcoin, we have some correcting to do. And according to McGlone, the Bitcoin price could face significant downward pressure as part of the broader market resets. Despite the relatively supportive regulatory environment, he cautions that Bitcoin's digital gold narratives is facing a stress test. Well, guess what? There is no second best on every weapons test, including the stress test, broskies. But quoting him here, anybody who bought the ETFs is learning the hard way. They did not buy digital gold. That's a fact because they don't even hold the underlying asset. All they did was buy a derivative, which is an IOU. That's why I've been warning you guys against the ETFs. They bought more of a value of leverage beta. That's a fact. You could be the alpha or you could be the beta. ETF is the beta. I'm just saying. McGlone also noted that the sharp-eyed traders may still find pockets of opportunities. However, investors should be prepared for a more extended recovery process rather than a quick V-shaped rebound. like the one seen after the COVID-19 market crash. Now, that brings back memories because I remember like yesterday. In March of 2020 after COVID, the Bitcoin price ultimately dropped from like 9,000 to 4,000 very temporarily. I took advantage of that dip. Let me know if you guys did. And then from 1 year, from March of 2020 to March of 2021, we went from a bottom of 4,000 to a top of 60,000. So from 4,000 to 60,000 in 12 months. Just saying, if history is to rhyme. And back then, the U.S. stock market was around 1.5 to the GDP. We popped up to 2.2 or so to the GDP. Markets just got too high. How high? So high that I can kiss the sky. How sick? So sick that you can... A little Red Man, Meth Man throwback for you guys. To gain deeper insights into this analysis and hear more of the predictions, check the show notes below the video in the description. And as a bonus, I covered a super bear scenario, so I got to even it out. Here's the latest from Jan 3, Samson Mao. He was recently interviewed by Simply Bitcoin, and he says Bitcoin should be at 200,000 right now, even 2 million per biddy. And he breaks down why Bitcoin is way overdue for a price correction, and not just any correction. A big one. Will it be the next move? A violent catch up? Will we get the infamous Omega candle? You guys let me know your thoughts. He also pointed out that everything happening today was set in motion back in 1971. Nothing can be done to avoid the great monetary reconciliation. Not improving government efficiency, not lowering 10-year rates, not tariffs, not rebalancing the global trade. The only safe haven is Bitcoin. I repeat, the only safe haven is Bitcoin. Plan accordingly. Bitcoin is my plan A, B, C, D, and E. And if you don't know now, you know. Let me know if you guys agree, disagree with Samson Mao. Holla at your boy. And welcome, everyone. Catching up on the chat here. Here we go. XRP and Garlinghouse start a campaign that now is revealed who is Satoshi, and they might sell. Yeah, not a good look with them actually investing a lot of money into fudding Bitcoin. No respect. 130 next week would be amazing. Let her rip, Tater Chip. 50,000 calling for the Shalonius Monk. Ron P. God bless, broski. Bitcoin is going up 15x this year. It's a guarantee. It's a lock, motherfrickers. Hey, Survive. They're wild, aren't they? I had to cut a hole in the tree where the hive to harvest. I'll leave them alone for the most part. Bitcoin has a huge market cap. Down to 10,000, I think not. Yeah, I wonder what the market cap would be, hypothetically, if we hit 10. Jeez Louise. I think we'd drop, just a hypothetical. We're at 1.5 trillion. Maybe we drop to a $500 billion if we saw a 10,000 Bitcoin. It just don't seem logical on the grand scheme of things. But again, we entertain in it for the hell of it. You guys let me know your thoughts. I'm more on Samson's side than Mike McGlone. Yeah, I mean, I don't even think we'll drop below 69, but I'm a permeable. Yeah, I mean, so I am based 420 style based for the broskies. And we do have a live poll. We'll end the poll at the top of the hour, and I'll read the results out loud. I want to know if you think the biddy bottom is in. Let me know. Ripple Labs and XRP, the ultimate scammers of the SH17 coin. 500 billion. That would be crazy, wouldn't it? A $500 billion, ever sounds silly. And again, welcome everyone. This is the Q&A segment of the stream. If Bitcoin was suffering this much and everything was normal, then fine. But there is economic suffering equal Bitcoin suffers too. It is not a Bitcoin problem. It's a world problem. Good point. Hasm. Johnny Blazem. Oh, the real. I see the low 60s coming by the weekend. Well, I hope you're right, just to make people sweat. I don't mind one bit. Hit the nuke button if we have to. I should tell my husband to sell his XRP. You should. But telling a husband what to do, he's not going to listen. He has to get the idea. This is how husbands work. They have to figure it out on their own. So you have to inspire him to get the idea to sell it on his own. Then he'll sell it. You can't just tell the hubby what to do. And then he'll be like, I'm not going to do that. I don't do what my wife tells me to do. I mean, but if it's his own idea and you can make it, that's genius. You get it to be his own idea. You know what I mean? Just saying, there's a little hubby advice for you. Being a hubby for 20 years. I mean, I could tell you straight up. But anyways, wild honey is the best. Yes. Wild organic honey. I always put the fresh organic honey in my acai bowls. You know what I mean? Oh, yeah. So update. I haven't had almond milk. I think this is day 4. And the eczema is clearing up. Not clear, but clearing up and getting better. So it could be those lectins, or whatever the hell they're called. Could be. Great, somebody else. Tell him to sell. Exactly. All you got to do is plug him into the stream, and we all tell him to sell it. And then he'll get the idea on his own. Be like, short, Devon, I got this crazy idea. I think I should just trade the XRP for Bitcoin. And you'd be like, you know what? I don't know if that's the right thing to do, but if you think so, maybe you're right, husband. And he'll be like, let's do it. Mad Honey, to the moon. JV, he won't listen to me. You are right. Exactly. That's the genius to persuasion. You got to make it seem like it's the other person's idea. You can never just tell someone what to do. We naturally resist from being told what to do because from a youth, we're always told what to do from teachers and people that misguide us our entire lives. So unconsciously, we reject being told what to do. That's why I don't tell people to buy Bitcoin. Sell it to Michael. Sell it to Larry, employee of the month. Sell it to Chandy. She needs more cheap sats. By all means, do not stack Bitcoin. Sell it all. Please, broskies. If you're wondering, should I buy, should I sell? Sell all of it while you still can. Get out while you still can. Little reverse psychology for the broskies. Thanks for supporting LFC with a red shirt. What is the LFC? Is that like, I'm trying to think. Is that like a football club? You got to tell me what it stands for. I'm guessing Liverpool or something like that. UK style. Really, JB? Almond milk can cause eczema? Here's what I do know. Since a baby, I've always had extreme dryness of the skin. And growing up, I always had like dandruff. Yeah, I mean, where if you wore a black shirt, you get like, it'd be apparent. And I always had dry skin. And more recently, after a very intense sauna session, I diagnosed myself with eczema. So I hate doctors and I refuse to go. But symptoms of eczema on two sides of my upper thigh. And so I've been avoiding the extreme heat. And I've been using a lot of coconut oil to soothe it, just natural. And also been using the black seed oil. It's been helping. And I just cut out the almond milk just to see if that's what's been causing it. Because the only change in my diet that I recognized was I started drinking lattes every day. And I mixed the natural organic almond milk with the espresso. That's it. And so I'm like, could it be the coffee? And then I looked it up and it's like, no, typically coffee helps with eczema. So I'm like, that don't make sense. But then JC pointed out that there's lectins that need to be avoided that can cause eczema or skin issues. So I'm assuming that's it. Time will tell, but I got to figure this shit out because there's nothing worse than eczema. I'm telling you, it'd drive you crazy because there's always like burning and like itchy. You know what I mean? So hopefully it all goes away. Lectins are bad for you. That's why I told you how to make it without the skins. I know exactly. But for now, I'm just drinking the espresso straight up. I don't mind it. I'm a G. I don't need the almond milk. Thus far, so good. Misguided by the like of Tom Lee or Sailor is an understatement. Use common sense, folks. These people are out of their minds. Orange pill only takes a lick and then you gobble it up, the whole damn thing. It's the eye-opening rabbit hole. Eat more olive oil. I do, she told me about that as well. I am taking a shot of olive oil. I take a shot of coconut oil. And I also take shots of the, what the fuck is it called? The apple cider vinegar. I like the Derek Jeter shirt. Cheers. I'm a Jeter fan. JV, proper Liverpool. There you go. You need to eat some steaks. Yeah, I also heard that steaks is good and eggs. I did eat 3 eggs before I streamed, so maybe that'll help. I don't know. Almond milk causes flare-ups. That's what I'm told. And again, that's the only thing I recognize different from my diet that I started consistently doing. So I'm hoping that's the cause, and that'll be the end of it. Itty bitty almond. From 2018 down year to the big year, growth 400%, take the 2022 down year. 400% increase would take the biddy to 250,000. Oh, I do take cilantro. That's one of my liquid vitamins. And I also take turmeric. I also take ginger shots fresh. When I go to the Acai spot, I get a fresh big ginger. They put fresh ginger, fresh turmeric, and cayenne pepper. It's fucking delicious. My favorite thing to take. I feel like a dragon as soon as it hits. Boom, shakalaka. I take one of those practically every day. Meat is full of bad vibes. Yeah, I don't eat meat. I haven't had meat since I was 16, so. I try to milk an almond. You have to squeeze tighter, fucker. Squeeze. The short squeeze. But anyways, man, we have close to 1,900 on the stream. Let me know if you guys want to hear some music videos today, or Bitcoin is shit. I mean, I guess I deserve these comments because of my title today, but I take it must be a no-coiner. We'll see who has the last laugh, man. We'll see who has the last laugh. I did the ginger shots every morning, got them at Costco. Right on. I also love to stack up on them when they're available. They're not always there. So sometimes I just get the fresh ones made. Fiat can give you a rash. Yeah, that's why I don't use it. I drink beer, so no worries about the lactose intolerance or the fake nut or the grain milks. Parboil the almonds, remove the... Too much work for me. It's just not realistic. I mean, too many steps. Vegetarianism and veganism are biblical. There you go. Also, security laws, according to Saylor, are biblical, and I think he's right on that one. Speaking of Saylor.
Your time, figure out how to borrow more money to buy more Bitcoin. Then take all your time and figure out what you can sell to buy Bitcoin.
What can I sell to buy more Bitcoin? What can we liquidate, broskies? Look in the house. Maybe we need a garage sale. And again, I'll show you guys my vitamin cabinet. And this is like picture taken about a week ago. Where are we at? And FYI, this is one of my go-tos. Black seed oil. I take it every day. My daughter takes it every day. The theory is it kills everything as far as like any problem. It cures everything minus death is the theory. But I do take a teaspoon of that every day. And I also use it as a topical for the eczema because it's an anti-inflammatory as well. But that's my favorite black seed oil, by the way. Let me know if you guys take black seed oil. I'm curious. But anyways, let's see if I can find my vitamin cabinet. So many things in here. Good Lord. Yeah, this is the vitamin cabinet. So as you can see, the turmeric 1500 mg, cilantro all the way on the side, vitamin C, fish oil, vitamin A, vitamin C, vitamin D, vitamin E, zinc, CMOS, magnesium, gamma E, activated charcoal, melatonin, glycosamine, BCAAs, alkaline, creatine for my working out. So I got probably 25 supplements I take on a regular basis. That's why it drives me crazy that I have any skin condition, because what the you know what I mean? Whiskey for sure. I think I need the whiskey, apparently. Black seed helps the immune system. Yes. Look that one up. Black seed oil. Lectins are in the skins of a lot of the foods. Legumes have the lectins, but in a smaller amount. Remove the seeds from the skins. Tomatoes and peppers. So I know to stay away from the seeds from tomatoes and peppers. I have black seed oil, JB. Do you use the CNBD? I don't know what that stands for, broski. Stop eating these. You need to get it naturally and in the tablets. What are you referring to, Venkat? The entire point of the animal sacrifice in the temple was meant to reveal the sanctity of it for the Hebrews, which obviously didn't take. I don't think they eat the red heifer. What the hell's the red heifer? What am I missing? Interesting. Black seed. Yeah, black seed oil. Look that one up, brother. So another theory or fact, King Tut's tombstone, they found black seed oil. So that's why the theory goes that it cures everything minus death. If that's accurate, I don't know. Not health advice, obviously, but that's the theory. In fact, there's even a meme of that. Do I have that saved? Somewhere. One of my favorite memes. I met Satoshi a while ago, says Scottie Pippen. Sailor. Scotty, don't make me destroy you. The moment before Sailor puts a hit out on Pippen. Kind of funny. I'm sure when I find it, I'll pull it up, but I have no clue where it went. But anyways, fam. Bitcoins are ripping like the new Scottie Pippen. This was the vehicle I told you guys about the other day. It looks like a Bitcoin vehicle because it has a big B on it, but it's not a Bitcoin B. But that's like a very special edition G-Wagon that they have at the Mercedes dealership. Looks good on me, I think. But with taxes, you're looking at about 700 grand. And that's pre-used. It's not even brand new. Has a few miles on it. But pretty sick whip. What are your thoughts on that? That's the G-Wagon. G-Wagon. I met Satoshi once too. Haven't we all? I remember in preschool, Satoshi said, "Hello, JV, nice to meet you." I'm like, who's this Japanese dude? Like, Bugatti. It got cold today. Well, enjoy the cold. Good to mix it up, right? It's already sunny here. Remember earlier I said it was rainy? That's how fast the rain comes and goes in Puerto Rico. That's a misinterpretation of the NT. What's an NT? Veggie and vegan is the state of which Adam and Eve were back in the garden. It's all biblical. Barbus, eh? Orange your color. Yeah, maybe so. Angels in the orange. Angels in the cold storage. It's all in the orange. Nope. I'll get seats to the Ram upholstered in the Bitcoin orange. Right on. I can see you rocking a Bitcoin orange Ram. What color is the exterior of your Ram? I think black and orange looks dope together. It's all in the orange. Here's a few words from your POTUS, Trumpster.
This afternoon, I'm laying out my plan to ensure that the United States will be the crypto capital of the planet and the Bitcoin superpower of the world, and we'll get it done.
The Bitcoin superpower of the world.
If crypto is going to define the future, I want to be mined, minted.
Oh, here we go. Sergio just tagged me in something. It says El Salvador travel advisory. El Salvador level 1. I guess that's a compliment. So safe travels to El Salvador. Nice. Let me repost that, brother. A great place to visit if you've never been there. Definitely at the top. One of my favorite places. I throw it up there with like Medellin, Colombia, Bitcoin country, Thailand. Great place. Crimson red, JB. Red is my color. Oh, word. Well, I'm rocking your color today. Awesome. Mercedes-Benz, the Barbus. Oh, that's what the B stands for. Barbus. What the hell does Barbus mean? Is that just a guy's name? A nice masonry addition? Go figure. Don't buy a Bentley anytime. Why do you say that? Not a fan of the Bentleys? What about the Rolls Royce, such as the Ghost? Let me know. Never sell your biddies. Never, ever. It's unacceptable. You'll get stoned if you sell your biddy. Literally, 420 style stoned. Hits from the bong. Whatever. Nippinator. What's going on, broski? Nippinator takes hits from the bong, too. He's an OG. He likes Cheech and Chong and hits from the bong. Right, Nippinator? You're such a good boy. What do you want to tell everybody? Are you channeling Satoshi? He is channeling Satoshi. All right. Nippinator for the win. Oh, yeah. Should we end the poll now just to see what the results are? Probably trillions. Trillions. Rolls-Royce Ghost is lovely. You have the black one. My man. Yeah, they're pretty lit. In an affiliate contest, I won a Rolls-Royce Ghost, and the motherfuckers never gave it to me. It was a company I promoted a long time ago. So I was supposed to have had a Rolls-Royce Ghost. It really pissed me off. I stopped promoting the company, but I was like one of the top affiliates. That's what I used to do before I got into like podcasting with crypto and all that. I was a super affiliate. I also won a $40,000 gold Rolex, which I had for a few years, but I ended up trading it for Bitcoin, which was a very smart move. 2.5 Bitcoin is now worth probably 200 grand. Ballpark? I don't know, somewhere like that. Love the show. Stack the seats. Or what does that say? Love the show and go seats. Go seats. Let me get a gong for the bong. Yeah, I'll get you the gong for the bong. Whatever it takes, broskies. That might be the car that I would buy, JV. Rolls Royce is nice. Yeah, you got to have a chauffeur with one of those. And you're charging the NIPA tariff on the dog chow. Exactly. Nipinator's on a new food, a healthier food. It's way more money, but he's been doing a lot better since I switched his diet up. Yeah, we got to charge the NIP a tariff. It is what it is. We do have Bitcoin merch, merch.cryptonewsalerts.net, as the famously, what does that say? Meringu person that is sitting at the club collapse. I don't know what that means. Are you talking about this club in DR? That's crazy. I didn't see that yet. 1,900 people on the stream. Welcome, everybody. Well, welcome to the revolution. Pretty little bitty. Let's end the poll and read the results. I asked you guys in the chat, very simple question, Bitcoin bottom. The results are in, so just give me a second to end the poll. And yeah.
And made in the USA, it's going to be. It's not going to be made anywhere else. And if Bitcoin is going to the moon, as we say, it's going to the moon.
It's going to the moon.
I want America to be the nation that leads the way, and that's what's going to happen. I pledge to the Bitcoin community that the day I take the oath of office...
Here you go. Pledge to the whole bitty community, includes the CNA fam.
Joe Biden, Kamala Harris's anti-crypto crusade will be over. It will end. It'll be done.
Finito.
It'll be done. One day.
And I'm waiting for the damn site to load. It's my internet's, I don't know why it's not loading the YouTube. So as soon as it's loaded, I'll end the poll and read you the results.
Day one, I will fire Gary Gensler and appoint a new SEC chairman.
Adios, Gensler. I'll send you a Rolls Royce Ghost. You send it to me? I'll take it. McCollin. What is that? The fold down of the Fiat fit sheet, 4.8 plywood, 32 square foot ounce living space. Word. All right, it finally loaded, so we should be able to end the poll now. Let's see. End poll. Results should be coming up on the screen. Here we go. I asked you guys, Bitcoin bottom, 265 votes. 43% of you say between 60 to 70,000. 42% of you say the bottom is already in at 74,420. And 7% of you say between 11 and 59,000. And 6% of you, that means 6 out of every 100 of you, believe we will correct all the way down to $10,000. And there you go. The results are in. I've always disliked meat except bacon. Used to love that when I was a kid, says Adam. I like the bourbon too. What's your favorite drink, Short Coin? And do you prefer the bud ski over the drink ski? Let me know. Inquiring minds. 6% won't even own enough of the bitty. Bottom is not in. Sorry, I'm not sorry. Long time no see. Adam says nope. I have not tried Macallan, but saw the duty free recently. I was half tempted. Which one do you have, single or malt? I take it that's a drink. I'm not familiar with the Macallan. Criminals, drug traffickers, anti-money laundering, tax avoidance.
Bitcoin, etc. You pointed out the only true use case for it is criminals, drug traffickers, anti-money laundering, tax avoidance.
Shout out all my criminals, drug traffickers, anti-money laundering, tax avoidance. Trump is saying be safe on your boats. There could be a lot of accident literally on the boats. Friday night, steak night. Is that steak night at the crib, brother? And what kind of steaks do you prefer? I do eat a bit of the honey eggs now and then some cheese. Word. I like the expensive bourbon. You look like one of the expensive bourbon kind of gals. Short Coin. That's awesome. So what's a good brand of expensive bourbon? I don't know the names. I'm not like the alcohol guy, so let me know. I'm curious. GTSY as well. I usually listen while being busy. Not able to chat. Shout out Frank Rizzo. That's Rizzo. Open your ears, jackass. A little jerky boys for you. Oh, a ribeye. Oh, that's what's up. Those are the big ass ones, right? Baby. Well, enjoy that steak night dinner, brother. For those of you who do eat meat, how often do you? Is it every day? I would assume. Here in Puerto Rico, it is so rare to not eat meat that it's like they don't accept it. It's like they just look at you in disbelief. Like, what about your meat? I don't want the meat. What do you mean you don't want the meat? And then your only other option's mofongo, which is 3 carbs that make you look like President Trump and Elon if you ate it. Brandy Louis. Is that okay? Is that a good one? Brandy Louis is that the 8th? Brandy Louis the 8th. Shots for the broskies. I have protein shakes. Now we're talking. I love the protein. All my friends are savage meat eaters. Exactly. I think my only vegetarian friend I'm aware of is Chandy. And she lives in Northwest Arkansas. I don't know any other human being who is a vegetarian. Nobody. Nada. Zilch. Just Chandy and JV. Nobody else. JV, does Puerto Rico have a signature dish? Yeah, it's mofongo, which is 3 carbs, and it's the most unhealthiest thing you can eat, and I don't eat it. For meat eaters, name your dish. Everything has meat in it. Everything. So I don't eat none of their dishes. Not a fan. I like making my own food because I recognize the only way to avoid poison, such as seed oil, you got to cook at home. I guarantee you, I don't care if you go to the restaurant where you're going to spend $1,000, they're going to be cooking with seed oils. You know what I mean? So it's impossible to avoid being poisoned and eating out. And it's just not a good look when you pay top tier dollars, like, you know, go to a fancy restaurant to be poisoned. I don't understand the logic in that. If I was a restaurant owner, I would have premium ingredients, every which thing that touched the food, meaning I would cook in coconut oil. We wouldn't be cooking with vegetable oil, canola oil, or any of the poisons. It doesn't exist. So I despise going out. I have to from time to time, but I'd rather just cook at home, make some eggs, cook it in coconut oil with some avocado. In fact, my brunch that I had earlier, I'll show you exactly what I had. I took a picture, proof of work. And that's it, baby. No toast, no fucking gluten, no bullshit, just 3 eggs, berries, and some motherfucking avocado. Living my best life. Don't get healthier than that, in my opinion. That's clean. That's my go-to. I can eat that every day for the rest of my life, like Nippinator could eat the kibbles and bits. But I'm simple. I'm a simpleton. I eat most days meat. I go meatless once a week. I was raised Catholic, so it's in my DNA. Right on. I'm on the carnivore diet. It's hard not to eat the meat. Mofongo has, that's my point is it's bad for you. As delicious as it may taste, I know better. I think I can eat it like once every 3 months and not feel fat. Because whatever is in it doesn't digest and your belly just feels bloated. I don't like being bloated. Right now I'm $140. So this is my ideal weight. So my weight's really good right now. Packing on the muscle. The Oracle, I can relate, always eat some kind of meat most days. Don't forget about Chandy 10 Music, #1 Bitcoin music channel. If you guys are not subscribed, you know what to do. We got 2,000 people on the stream. I'm going to stick around for another half hour. I'm going to check the X feed. Angels in the orange. That's a lot different than the $1 million predictions we're hearing for last year. See, people are freaking out when JV does a stream talking about Bitcoin could hit 10,000 and they're used to seeing me project Bitcoin hit 20 billion. They're panicking. I mean, look at the face. The emoji says it all. They're like, what happened? The dark side got him. I told you, Darth JV is out. Mofongo is made with plantains, really good, but I keep away myself. It's not good when the the mofongo and the plate is this big. You're eating plantains and other carbs all mixed, and you shouldn't be eating multiple carbs in a meal. So I can just tell you it's very unhealthy. As delicious as it may be with the garlic, and you can make it great. Don't get it twisted. It's delicious, but it's probably one of the most unhealthy things you can eat. 8,500 calories a day, 220 grams of protein, 6'3", never hit 200 pounds once. I've never counted calories once in my life, so I don't know nothing about that life. Wagyu steaks, right on. Wagyu. Is that that Japanese meat that's very expensive? Maybe that's good for you. I don't know. I finally got my family off the seed oils. Good. We use the beef tallow. I hear that's the good stuff. Coconut oil and avocado oil. I don't have the beef tallow, but I do the coconut oil, which is my go-to. I have 2 huge tubs, like massive. I put my whole body in coconut oil now. It's like I'm swimming in it. Wagyu steak is for the rich people. That's right. That's that very high-end meat, right? When you go to the very fancy restaurant, the meat guy brings it out and does, when they're doing a performance or showing you the meat, it's going to be expensive. It's usually the Wagyu. I keep off the seed oils as well. Like they do a special presentation just on the meat. You're like, whoa, next level, bro. The dark side JV, Darth JV, J to the motherfucking Danger Mouse V. Exactly. I keep off the seed oil as well, only the beef tallow or the butter. So I understand beef tallow is supposed to be good. Like, is it made from the meat, or obviously it's called beef tallow, or where exactly does it derive from? Meaning, is it animal based? I would assume, but just confirming. Wagyu is good. That's what they say. That's what they say. What's the most expensive meat you've ever had? Have you ever spent, let's say, $300 for a steak? Olive oil? Yeah, olive oil is good, but it's not the best for cooking because all the good properties get destroyed, from my understanding, when it gets too hot. So avocado oil and coconut oil can withstand hotter temperatures, so it's more ideal for cooking. Also, I cook in a 100% stainless steel pot. I have none of that Teflon poison that I'm cooking with. And if I use olive oil, the eggs will stick to the pot. When I use coconut oil, no stick, so it's an easy clean after. For those of you using stainless steel pots, get rid of the fucking Teflon poison, non-stick bullshit. I've never had the Wagyu. You've never lived until you had the Wagyu. If I was a meat eater, that's all I'd eat is Wagyu. Me and Nip. Kobe beef. No relation to Kobe Bryant. Most expensive meat I have ever ate was my ex-wife. Ain't telling no lies. I'm buying Bitcoin all the way down. Happy Taco Topless Tuesday. Let's go, Sweet Bitty McGee. 10-year Rip Van Winkle is about $700, and that is cheap. Wow. Wowzers. Scoob. Proper vegan food is very pricey. Costs a lot to live that life. Read my last comment. Let me see. I answered my question. Cool. Let me see. It must be the answer to the beef tallow, where it derives from. The oracle said it's made from the fat of the animal. Oh, okay. So it's animal fat rendered into a pure oil. So yeah, so as a vegetarian, I'm not trying to put the animal in my body, but it's good to note that it's animal fat. I do understand it's good. So for fats that I'm eating, non-animal, avocado and coconut oil. Coconut oil has very good fats, my understanding. Is the Nip vegan? No. Vegans and dogs don't mix. You guys know that. Cooking butter. Yeah, butter. But I prefer the coconut oil because I need it. As a vegetarian, it has the things that I need that I'm lacking. So I'm all in on coconut oil. It's my favorite. Vote Trump in 2028. Kind of funny. Just listen to a podcast about how much pain and suffering plants feel. Can't win. Think of that. We'll vote Trump in 2028. Maybe it'll be one of the sons, Barron or Eric or Trump Jr. And maybe it'll be, election of the sons. Maybe we'll have Hunter Biden. They'll be pushing, George Soros will be pushing Hunter Biden. He's a good man. You can trust in him. He's been through hell and back. Look at him. He's recovered from crack cocaine. He's doing fantastical. Avocado oil is hard to find around yonders. They sell the avocado oil at the stores here. You know what, though? They sell every oil except coconut oil, which leads me to believe there's a conspiracy. They don't want you to have the coconut oil. Like at my grocery stores, every oil except coconut oil. So I have to order the coconut oil online. I just go to Amazon. For about $12, you get like a super, cold press, 100% organic, pure. I order my beef tallow from Paleo Valley. Check the cumulative elevate. Pearl powder is magical. Made from pearls, fixes the teeth and the eyes. Many other thanks. Thank you, sweet bitty. Got to look up the pearl powder, eh? Weekends around here. Red honey. Red honey? Must be some blood on them streets. Skate, skate. Here we go. Sub 77 G's, baby. Things aren't looking on the up and up right now. They're looking on the down low. Like an R. Kelly down low. Keep it on the down low. Nobody has to know. That's because you're with underage ladies, Mr. Kelly. That's why we're keeping it on the down low, aren't we? Be honest. Nippinator knows it's true. Fam. Cheers, Coleman. Thanks for tuning in. Stay strong, broski. Bitcoin is going to the sub 10,000. Sub 10,000? We're going back to COVID prices? Cheers. I'll stack another, if we do that, I'll stack another 150 Bitcoin. Shit. Sign me up. I'm game. I don't mind. The silver lining is I own my house, so I can liquidate that motherfucker whenever I want. Try me, lizard folk. I dare you. I double dog dare you. Nippinator dare. Nips doing downward dog pose and then the salutation for the sun. He's a funny little nipster. Yeah, it's cloudy again. It was rainy and then it was sunny and now it's cloudy again. Might see some rainbows though. There's the silver lining. Me and Nippinator going to walk. We'll see the rainbow, which symbolizes God's promise and everything he revealed in Genesis to confirm the firmament. And did you know in sign language, the sign language signal for Earth is the flat Earth? Can't make this shit up. Look it up. I'm going to go buy a lot if it goes super low. Make sure you have your dry powder ready to buy the dip, tater chip. Precisely. Precisely.
Wall Street is fraud, America is fraud, the world is fraud, banks are fraud, central banks are fraud. We live in an era of fraud. It's all based on fraud, and they get a percentage of the fraud. That's the business model.
It's all fraud. They get a percentage of the fraud. This is the business model. Couldn't agree more. Sums up life. Shout out Max.
Suggest that there is any moral or ethical aspect to anything that's going on now is to be completely naive about the fact that we live in an era.
Now that's gangster, craw. I would contemplate that if I was a meat eater, Joe Rogan style. Just go hunt an ox or whatever your favorite meat is, and then you know it's not processed. You can probably store it in some freezers in your garage and have plenty of meat to eat for the next 10 years. Unless your power goes out and then all your meat goes bad. I mean, you can't win them all. But that's pretty cool.
Dominated by financial terrorists, jihadis.
Of banking. Think of a jihadi of banking. My first pick is like a Jamie Dimon. I think Janet Yellen, Christine Lagarde. You know, Satan's favorite people.
Of banking. They're here to kill you and themselves. They don't care because they're trained at madrasas.
Like Harvard and Yale. And guess what? Yale is home of the Skull and Bones.
Called Princeton, Harvard, and Yale. They believe in an ideology, not the Quran, but Adam Smith, that they completely misread and interpret as something to justify their blowing themselves up. And the cost of terrorism is cheap.
Pretty damn cheap.
9/11 only cost $500,000. The ability to borrow money and take over a company by Warren Buffett is zero.
Solar panels, batteries, and power inverters, JB. That's RIZZO. Open your ears, jackass. Who, JB, does the fraud bit? That's Mr. Kaiser. How do you not recognize a Max rant? We need to start playing more Max around here.
He's borrowing money at zero. He's taking all those jobs away. He's creating economic destruction.
Folsom just went to Northern Mexico restaurant. They served the bone marrow. I heard the bone marrow is good. My understanding is whatever you need better, you're supposed to eat. Like, this is like in some cultures. Like, if you have bad eyes, you're supposed to eat eyes, and then your eyes improve. In fact, I know people who specifically eat the eyeballs out of the fish because they learned it's good for their eyes. So I would assume that the bone marrow is probably good for your bone marrow. Is that accurate? Let me know.
Because you're financial terrorism, and that's the era that we live in today.
Max Kaiser is a J? What's a J? Like a JV? A liar. Tell me what he lies about. Caleb? Video title is BS. I'm here for the clicks. I'm gonna be quite honest with you guys. If I hit you with $1 million prediction today, trust me, we'd have the lowest viewership out of all streams on the tube. So I had to play the game. Sometimes you got to play the game.
You're gonna stop it. There's only one way to stop it. Raise interest rates right now. Make the cost of terrorism too high.
If they don't,
do it today. If you don't, you're a fucking terrorist.
You heard it first from the high priest. I want a taste of the American barbecue, eh? American barbecue.
Janet Yellen's a terrorist.
Janet Yellen, do you hear that?
Mario Draghi's a terrorist.
Yeah, damn right. Max Kaiser is a small hat? What does that even mean? Break it down in English. What does that mean? What is a small hat? So many fudsters right now. New people just panic sell. That is not the thing to do in the bitty bull market.
The Central Bank of Japan is a terrorist.
Ooh, you hear that, Central Bank of Japan? Take that, Japanese yen.
These are the real terrorists.
George Carlin was a comedian. Oh, yes. So I refer to, and I haven't heard anyone else coin that, but I refer to Max as the George Carlin of, crypto or Bitcoin, because he does rants spot on. And George Carlin would also educate people through his comedy. That's what comedy used to be used for before we became a woke, retarded society. Now it's like forbidden. Oh, did you make fun of the gays? Did you make fun of the trans people? It's unacceptable.
Not the immigrants, not the people dying in the water.
Oh, so he means Jew. What am I missing here? Let me go up here. George Carlin was a comedian. The missus don't like any of it, not even the freshwater fish, but she knows how to cook it. JV, let's get rage bait. Yeah, baby. You are supposed to eat a vegetable that looks like what you need help with. Kidney beans. Right. Walnuts for your brain. That makes sense. And I've actually seen some studies on that as well. And you're right. And it's crazy how God created us and, like, for example, a branch from a tree look identical to, like, the pattern of, like, one of the organs, and, like, everything is, like, symbolizes one another. It's kind of wild. They make Jell-O from broke down marrow. That's why the hospitals offer to eat. Oh, I thought the hospitals offer Jell-O because they're trying to kill you. Why is there vending machines full of sugar and cancer? Why is there a vending machine in every hospital for Coca-Cola and Pepsi and Mountain Dew or Dr. Pepper? He is not my doctor. Because they want you sick. The blind leading the blind. Oh, small hat means Jewish. Thank you. I don't understand that. Never heard that term before. But here's a cool clip. Speaking of Jews, it's just a hilarious bit. You guys remember Casino, of course. De Niro played the Golden Jew, Sam Rothstein, and of course, what's his name? Pesci played Nicky Santoro. Well, here's a cool clip. Kind of funny.
Hey, you Jew motherfucker, you only exist out here because of me. That's the only reason. Without me, you, personally, every fucking wise guy still around, I'll take a piece of your
I had to remember the copyright shit. So yeah, that's a clip from Casino. But it's kind of funny because they made Pesci United States and De Niro Israel. So I thought it was funny. For the laughs, of course. Shout out Nippinator again. Nippinator is offended. Colin Kaiser a little hat. Not cool. Not cool at all. Okay. Why don't they put fluoride in Diet Coke? Because it's already in our toothpaste. It's already in our water. And it's in everything else. It's at the dentist being awaited to be shoved down your throat. Carlin is one of the greats. Yeah, in my opinion, the greatest. My father and I, we always watch Carlin together, like all the new stand-up specials, you know, HBO. And yeah, so George Carlin's very special. The only thing I disagreed with Carlin, like the main thing, is he didn't believe in a god. He would often make fun of a divine creator. That's the one thing I did not disagree with him on with his comedy, but the bulk of everything else, like there being a big club and we're not in it, like so many truths, 100%. That was funny, right? Yeah, the bone broth and the gelatin at home. It was French. I'd eat frogs and horses. What the French people are crazy, bro. I don't understand their cuisine. In fact, I dare say when I went to Paris, France, my least favorite food out of my entire Euro trip, and I did a 30-day Euro trip, the worst cuisine and the most overpriced bad cuisine was in Paris, France. Disgusting. I'm not a fan at any of their food. But granted, I was vegetarian, because maybe I can't eat their, meat dishes, but it was gross. Nothing to brag about. Overrated. In my opinion, most overrated city I've ever been to is Paris. Nothing would I imagine. And I was splurging out there. Like, it was my anniversary, had a very nice, hotel thing with a balcony overlooking the Eiffel Tower, champagne bottles popping, lights. Still wasn't impressed because of other reasons, but way overrated. Off topic, I crashed out of my 401k last month and saved a lot of dollars. Small hats running the big club. They run the world. Who run this mother? Nippinator. Nippinator's a small hat. He has a small head. Therefore, he rocks the small hat. Yarmulke, I think they call it. Muzzle toff, fam. Muzzle toff. Paris stinks like urine. Pretty much. Can't stand Paris. I went there to see the Lavore, and that was it. Yeah, when I went there was a lot of rioting, believe it or not. I was kind of in shock. But yeah, in Europe, it was my least favorite place I went to. I think I spent 3 days there. The highlight was just going up the Eiffel Tower with my little one. She was only like 3 years old or 4 years old, and the memories were pretty amazing. Got some cool photos from the top of the Eiffel Tower. But besides that, I mean, you're not missing anything. Bounce, bounce, come on, bounce. Nah, their bread sucked. I went to the bakeries. I wasn't impressed with anything there. Like nothing. And the people were the rudest in comparison to any other place I've ever been. Rude people. Stuck up. Rude. And just in general. Like Italy, friendliest people. France, nah. I don't think I'll ever visit again. It was that bad. Steak tartare. I've heard Gordon Ramsay make that dish. A tartare. I can't remember Amsterdam. I remember Amsterdam. I know I was there, just can't remember. Were you on the edibles? I had a great experience in Amsterdam. That was one of the highlights. It was Amsterdam and Italy. Amsterdam was super cool. Very beautiful city. Just how you can take the boats pretty much everywhere. The ferry, the boats, they all had internet. It was really cool. And of course, everything being legal. It was pretty amazing. Smoke shops, edibles, you name it. The French had the best vino. Well, that's why I guess. Well, actually, I did have some good champagne. I take that back. The one good thing they have is their champagne, which originates from France. Correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, they do have good champagne. But besides that, but you can get good champagne anywhere. I mean, you can go to a nice restaurant here in Puerto Rico and get, champagne imported from France. So no reason to go to France to enjoy their champagne. Yeah, JV, Amsterdam, I'm sure I had fun. How long ago were you there? I did my Euro trip what year are we now? I got to look at my timeline on Facebook. But it was cool because we got to spend 30 days just going country hopping kind of. Spent most time in Italy. We started in London. A friend sent me a care package from Amsterdam. Oh, snap. That's what's up. That's a real friend. But yeah, not a good look when a city smells like urine. I'll never understand that. Like, clean up your city, please. Now, there's plenty of cities in the U.S. that smell like urine. When I went to San Francisco, it smelled like urine. Yeah, I mean, so let's not think the USA is void of shitholes as well. Yeah, I mean, welcome those tuning in. It looks like we got 2,200 people on the stream. We're live on X Rumble and YouTube. I'm going to check the X feed again. We are approaching the top of the hour. The top of the hour. Bloomberg is fake news. Yeah, I'm aware. People just can't comprehend my Bloomberg prediction. Remember, it's not JV's prediction, it's Bloomberg's. And I'm just covering the news because it's the most entertaining thing I could lead with. If there was a better story, trust me, I'd share it. But unfortunately, there wasn't much going on. England was good for the history. Yeah, a lot of history in England, you're right. Castles and shit like that. Not much less. I enjoyed the food in England. It was very posh and expensive, but it was good. I pub hopped in Scotland, lived with my family in Italy. Loved it. Was that in Sicily? That's awesome. Every city in the USA looks the same. I don't know about all that. I've lived across the US and not all cities look the same, in my opinion. Key West smells like sulfur. What does sulfur smell like? I got to go. Well, thanks for tuning in. Short coin, Tartar. Hey now. But yeah, yo, I greatly appreciate y'all tuned in. Remember tomorrow, same bit time, same bit channel. Yeah, if you're eating the snails, say no more. Only in France. I think they call it the escargot. Not a fan. Just stack the biddy and life is good. I forgot RFK Jr. announced he'll be taking the fluoride out of the drinking water. Is that nationally everywhere or particular states? I know that's good news. We don't need fluoride in our water, but let's also remember you shouldn't be drinking your sink water to begin with. But we put it in our mouths when we brush our teeth, so I get it, and that's a step in the right direction. How about we make it illegal to sell drinking water with added fluoride in it? That's a step in the right direction. Do you understand all the baby products? They add more poisons. So if you go to the grocery store and you look in the baby section for baby water, it's going to be extra fluorinated. That's a crime against humanity. That's what he needs to go after. I'm just saying. Thank you guys for tuning in. Deuces. See you soon. I can pull the bitty girls everywhere. What does it require? You just need a Bukele hat.